Hi, welcome to this upper mobility session. For this session today, you may want to have a pair of socks or something that you can slide on for the end of the session, okay? Bring yourself to a comfortable seated position, whatever that looks for you, and with a very long, strong, engaged back. We are going to start breathing in and out through our nose, feeling that warmth building up at the back of our throat. Just a few rounds of breathing in and out through your nose to bring yourself to the session. Breathe in and out. As you breathe in, bring your left arm up and your right arm to the side. And as you breathe out, lean over that right arm, really lengthening your left arm. Take one more breath here. Breathe in, come back to center, and roll your shoulders up and back. As you breathe in now, bring your right arm up. Be careful you don't take your shoulder with you. Slide the scapula down your back. Bring your left arm to the mat and breathe out, really embracing that stretch. Lean over your left arm. You can gaze up towards the ceiling if you want to. Take one more breath here. In and out. Breathe in, come back to center and out. Repeat. Shoulders up and sliding down your spine. Good. I'm going to ask you to breathe in, bring your arms to prayer pose. And as you breathe out, using your muscle engagement, start twisting towards your right. Breathe in, bring one arm to your leg and the other one behind. And out, slightly and gently increase that twist. Gaze over your shoulder. And if you want to increase the twist, gaze the other side. One more breath here. Breathe in, release the twist, and out, twist towards the other side. Again, using your muscle engagement until you cannot twist anymore. Then bring hand to knee and the other hand behind you. Breathe in, gazing over your shoulder. If you want to increase that twist, gaze over the opposite shoulder. Breathe in, release, and bring your legs together, bend and sit over your heels. Good. We are going to breathe in here, bringing our shoulders up, rolling them back and letting those scapulas slide down and towards the midline. Again, in and out. Good. In and out. Breathe in, bring your left arm up, bend it behind your head, and use your right hand to pull gently the opposite elbow behind you. Stretch and bend that arm, breathing in and out at your own count. Try to isolate the movement so you are not arching. You are really keeping a strong, engaged core. Good. Breathe in and out, release. Okay, bring the other arm, right arm, up above, bend it behind your head and use your left hand to reach your elbow and gently pull. Breathe in and out here, really trying to keep your ribs in. Stretch and bend the elbow. Nice. Good. Again, try to isolate that move, not letting your body move. Breathe in and release. Good. Roll your shoulders back again and forward. Good. Really feeling that movement. Keep your own rhythm there. Nice. Good. Move your neck and head side to side gently as you breathe in and out. Good. Bring your left arm over your head and gently pull your head towards your shoulder. Take a breath there. Release and bring your head back to neutral. And let's repeat the other side. Towards your shoulder. And release. Good job. Okay. Come back to a tabletop position. Tag your toes in and push through your toes and the ball of your foot to send your tailbone and hips all the way up and towards the ceiling. Now try to press your heels to the ground, to the mat. Keep that pressing action also, pushing away through your hands onto the mat to keep your shoulders far away from your ears. Good job. Take 2 more breaths here. Keep pressing through your hands, pedal your ankles and your feet if you need to. Okay, on your next inhalation, I want you to shift your weight towards the front and then breathe out as you lower and come back up. Breathe in here and out. Good. If you find it too challenging, there's no reason why you couldn't breathe in here. And as you breathe out, you shift your weight, lower your knees, lower your upper body, press back up, and again pressing through the ball of your feet, send your hips up and back. Breathe in and out. Shift, lower, breathe in here and out. Breathe in and out. Shift. Really bring the belly button towards your spine. Don't let your spine drop. Push up. Really bringing your rib points together and back to your downward dog position. We are going to do one more here. Breathe in and out. Good. Lower. Really press those elbows in. Good job. And up and back. Good. Take 2 breaths, pedaling your feet here if you need to. Good. Breathe in, come forward, lower your knees and sit on your feet. Good job. Circle your shoulders back. Good. And come to a tabletop position again. We are going to breathe in here, and as we breathe out, we are going to shift the weight to like a hip circle here. Just a hip circle, breathing out, really keeping our core engaged. You can tuck your feet in if you wish. Breathe in here and out. Hip circle there. Good. In and out. Keep pressing your hands onto the mat, trying to bring your scapulas a bit further apart. Breathe in and out, belly button, and circle your hips, really pressing those hands. Good job. The other way, in and out. We're just waking up our spine here. In and out. Good job. Okay. Now, we're going to breathe in here, letting our spine go in. Really control, still pressing. Don't let your ribs flare. So you are using your muscles to drop your hips and sort of try to look for the ceiling with your tailbone. Good. Pressing through your hands. And as you breathe out, you are going to tuck your tailbone in and down, getting those scapulas further apart. Breathe in. And out. In. And out. Always keeping those shoulders away from our ears. In. And out. Good job. Come back. Give your arms a little circle, your wrists a little bit of movement if you need to. And when you are ready, come and get us here on a tabletop position. Good. We are going to breathe in. That's my cat saying hello again. We are going to breathe in here. And as we breathe out, we are going to send opposite arm and opposite leg straight. Again, the most important thing here is keeping a really engaged core, really strong back, so that we're not reaching up and arching our back. It will hurt us. So it's very important that we try to keep our hips facing the mat, really square, and the movement is more lengthening than lifting. So breathe in and out, belly button. Good job. Breathe in and out. Same arm, same leg, pulling your belly button in, really fighting that square hip position. Breathe in and out. Now, if you want a bit more of a challenge, as you breathe in, bring the elbow to the knee. And out. One more, breathe in. And out. Breathe in lower. Good job. We are going to do the other arm, the other leg. Ready here? You can choose again to bring elbow to knee and then extending, or bringing it back down to the ground after every stretch. Breathe in and out. Belly button, send it in, getting closer and closer to the spine. Close your ribs, square those hips. Nice engagement. Breathe in lower and out. Breathe in lower and out. Breathe in together and out. Belly button in, rib points closer together. Breathe in and out. Breathe in lower. Good job there. Okay, we are going to breathe in here, extend, And as we breathe out, we lower our body onto the mat, slow and controlled, all like in a block. Nice. Good. Find a good, comfortable position on your mat. We are going to have our head facing the mat for the whole exercise. We are going to breathe in here. And as we breathe out, we are going to lift our arms and legs again. I'm going to show you sitting down. When you're extending your arms, it's very important that you don't pull here. Your shoulders need to be away from your ears, always that distance. We do that by consciously thinking of sliding our scapula sort of down and back towards the midline, okay? So, once we are set, we are going to breathe in here and out. My shoulders are away from my ears. My legs are squeezing towards the midline, so really engaged. And my abdomen is engaging by trying to consciously get a gap between my belly button and the mat. So I'm not belly flopping, I'm really strong. Breathe in here. This is going to be your neutral position. And as you breathe out, you are going to lift opposite arm, opposite leg. Breathe in, lower, check your shoulders, and out the other hand, the other arm. Breathe in, lower, and out. Breathe in, lower, and out. Remember to try to get that gap in between your belly button and the mat. Breathe in, lower. Check your shoulders. And out. Breathe in, lower. And out. Breathe in and out. Lower. Good job. Okay, for our next exercise, I want you to think of a sphinx. Just think of a beautiful sphinx lying down on the mat. Very strong, very engaged. I want your arms, so your elbows, below your shoulders. You've got your shoulders stacked above your elbows. Good. Pushing through your forearm and your elbows onto the mat to avoid this sinking sort of position. Active. Good. Your legs are strong, squeezing towards the midline, inner thighs, glutes and outer hips really engaged. Good. We are going to breathe in here and out. We are going to lower. Breathe in up. Look forwards and out. Breathe in up and out. You can bring your hands straight to the front if you prefer. Still need to get a really, really strong engagement of your pelvic area, pelvic floor, outer hip muscles, and again pushing so that we are not sinking. Breathe in and out. Breathe in, lift. Use your muscles. Try to test yourself. How high can I lift without actually pushing through the hands? Let's try that one. Breathe in. And really try to engage without having to push. Can you lift a hand? Can you lift the other? Lower. Good. Once again, breathe in. Good. And out. Good job. Bring your hands directly below your shoulders. And just lower for a moment. Take a couple of breaths here. And what we are going to do now is an assisted cobra. So I'm going to use my hands to press through them, not very hard, just gently pressing. Breathe in, down. And this time we are breathing out as we lift. As you can see, my hands are really soft. I'm not really pushing through them. Good. Breathe in, lower. And out, belly button in. Lifting, really firing up those back muscles, legs really squeezing towards each other. Good. Lower. Now what we are going to do is breathe in here. And as we breathe out, we are going to lift as we bend one leg. It gets a lot harder. Just gently bend, gently push through your hands and embrace that firing up of your back muscles. Good. Breathe in, lower and extend. Other leg. Good job. Breathe in, lower. And out. Breathe in, lower. And out. We are going to try to bend both legs now. Breathe in. And out. Good job. Breathe in, lower. And out. Send your tailbone, hips and bottom onto your heels. Good. Take a couple of breaths here. Shift side to side if you feel that you need to. Good. And when you are ready, come and sit at the center of your mat, facing the short end. Good. Breathe in here and gently lower yourself, control back onto your mat. Try to bring your heels as close as possible to your bottom, to your sit bones there. Good. We're going to breathe in here and out. We are going to start peeling off, sort of tilting my hips. My hip points are going back. Peeling off vertebra by vertebra off the mat. Really engaging your thighs and your hips here, squeezing towards each other. Good. Breathe in here and out. We are reversing the action. Now we are bringing back onto the mat, rounding our spine, vertebra by vertebra. Good. Breathe in and out. Lift. Really engage, really tight to your shoulder blades. There is our shoulder bridge. Good. Breathe in here and out. Now we are going to put our hands flat by our sides with the tips of our fingers facing towards the opposite edge of the mat, short edge. We are going to breathe in here. And as we breathe out, we are going to start lifting. Really close your ribs there. Don't let your ribs flare. Close them. We are going to maintain this with a very strong outer hip section, very strong inner thigh squeezing towards the midline and the pelvic floor. And what we are going to do here is maintaining this level of engagement. We are going to breathe in and out. Gently push. In, lower. And out. In, lower. And out. In, lower, and last one, out. In, lower to your shoulders. Bring your arms to the sides and out. Pull your belly button in, and vertebra by vertebra, we're going down. Good. Okay, gently and control. Bring yourself up. Beautiful. Now, for our next exercise, we're going to go on a full wheel. Now, if you feel that your arms are still not strong enough, I would either recommend that you go onto your knees, and instead of going on a full wheel, you work on a camel wave here, looking at your arms, looking at your fingers like we've been doing in other sessions. Or if you really want to have that upside down sensation, I would say go to a wall and put the palms of your hands against the wall. And open your legs, hip width apart or outer hip width apart. Very important that your toes are facing the front. You don't have turned out feet, so that is very, very important. And you just look for the wall. Look for the wall and press through the wall. Palms of your hand strong on the wall. Okay? If you feel that you really want to go for a bridge, for a full wheel pose, then just come and sit down like I am doing, with my feet facing straight the edge of the mat, and with my right hand coming back slightly turned. Okay, so I'm going to place it here, slightly turned. Good, just right behind me. And I'm going to look at that hand, going to check with this one, and as I press through that hand, my pelvic floor muscles are really strong, my legs are really engaged. I'm going to stretch my left arm and look at it. Look, I'm waving. Try to find the floor. Good job. Place your hands so that you are comfortable. And now press your arms to get fully stretched elbows and just go swing. Slightly shift your weight back and forth. Really pressing through your arms and your hands. Try to get those elbows fully stretched. Good. Now to go back down, look towards the ceiling, gently lower, and come back here. That was a great work. Now you can choose to do it again. It would be good if you've done it the right side, then you try to go onto the left side. Now, to go into a bridge, we have to have really strong arms, and it might be that your arms are still not equally strong on both sides. Always try to do both sides. So again, get your left arm, twist it a bit. The reason why we are twisting it is so that as we go, so you can see the shoulder has to turn. If our hand is here, the shoulder has no room to turn, and then we cannot reach the floor. So, twist, press, pelvic floor, outer hips, core really strong. Breathe in, and as you breathe out with that level of engagement, look, this hand is going, looking for the floor, and adjust your hands. Check that your toes are still pressing towards the front, and that your knees are trying to squeeze towards each other. Really fight for that fully extended elbow. Good. Shift weight, back and forth. Good job. Tuck your head lower, very gently, very controlled. And if you feel like it, bring your knees to your chest and gently roll here, giving your spine a little bit of a massage, really controlled, really slow. Good. Just a couple more breaths here. Good. Get ready to bring yourself up. Very controlled now. We've worked really hard on our back muscles and actually on our back mobility. And it is always really good to finish engaging the core really strong so that we can release that back a little bit. So we're going to do 2 more exercises that are all focused on our core and a little bit of shoulder strength, the last one, okay? So I'm going to ask you to extend your legs, bring them here. If this is really hard, bend your legs. You can choose to do it on a sort of 90 degree or actually lower your toes to the ground and have them hovering. That's entirely up to however you are feeling right now. What we are going to do here is breathe in, lower into our forearms. Again, my forearms are sort of hovering, they are not pressing. And as I breathe out, I'm going to bring my high bite. So breathing into a lower bite and out. Again, my shoulders are away. I'm not pressing, away from your ears. Breathe in, lower your bite, out, bring it up. Now, if you want to challenge your abs and your balance, you can send your arms here. Breathe in, lower, out, lift to your high bite. Breathe in, lower, and out, lift. Challenge your balance. Breathe in, lower, really engage, you are doing fabulous. Out. Good job. Breathe in, lower, and out, lift. One more. Breathe in, lower, and out, lift. Breathe in, lower your knees, and out, release. Good. It's really good exercise to compensate all of that back work. If you've got your socks or your sliders, just grab hold of them. We are going to use them. We are going to do an exercise that is a real core burner at the same time as it really helps us strengthening our shoulders. Now, I'm going to move my mat slightly or a lot so that I can slide. And I want you to come back to a bit of a Sphinx pose here. Again, important thing is that we're not sinking. Okay, we have not finished quite yet, so really engage, really strong, still in the session. Now, what I want you to do here is to breathe in, lengthening, and as you breathe out, I just want you to squeeze those legs together and press through your forearms and gently lift your bottom a little bit, sending your tailbone towards the ceiling. Okay, come back down. Breathe in, good job. And out. Belly button in, really press those forearms onto the ground and your rib points together. Good. A bit higher. Good. Breathe in, lower. Good job. Check your shoulders, you're not sinking. We're going to try to bring our body to a full pike. Now, for that, we really need to focus on shortening our abs muscle, really pulling in, okay? Pressing through those forearms. Make sure that you are not sinking and opening your elbows, okay? So pressing up long and tall and then transfer that length onto your tailbone. Breathe in and out. Good job. Breathe in, control, really slow, nice and control, lower onto a very long back. Okay, we're going to try to go a bit further. So if you are up for the challenge, great. If not, you can just slide to pike and then back down. Interlace your fingers as if you were preparing something where to rest your head, okay? We are going to breathe in here. And as I breathe out, I'm going to come to a back very slow and find the palm of my hands with the back of my head. I'm still pushing through my forearms. Okay, can you see? Great, come back. Beautiful. Now we've gone into our head, a bit of upside down time. On our next rep, we're going to come to the same pike position with the back of our head resting on the palm of our hands. And we're going to lift gently one leg, lower it, and then the other. See how we feel. Ready? Breathe in, lengthen, and out. Lift one. Good. Keep pressing through those forearms. Lift the other one. There is very little weight on your head. Good job. Come back. Breathe in very long. I am going to try to really fire up my core to bring my both legs to hover over the ground, okay? Make sure you are not sinking. Really strong arms. Check that if you twist your arms side to side, you sort of place your hand on the crease of your elbow. That is a good distance to make sure that you are pressing. Okay, breathe in and out. When you are comfortable, just send your tailbone a bit back and really engage. Hover, hover, good job. Place them back and really control. Go back. That is beautiful. It's called a zombie slide and it's one of my favorite ways to get into a handstand, headstand rather. Okay, well, you can do as many reps as you wish. You can find someone to spot you if you are really hovering your legs and want to go for a full headstand. If you are done for the day, then I totally invite you to gently lie down and stretch out onto your mat. Send your arms by the side, palms of the hands facing the ceiling. You've had a very challenging session that is very rewarding. So take the time to be grateful to your body for having given you that. And also recognize the power of your mind keeping you in the session. I will see you later. Thank you for coming. Bye.